guys, we're back for another Dokkan battle video. Okay, so we're gonna go ahead and do the full no item run on the movie side of the red zone. So we are going to no item every single one of the movie red zone stages. That's all 7. Specifically with double Goku and Gohan, we have to use their lead and friend. And I'm restricting myself to the Goku family category team alone, right? So no Int Vegito, you know, no Tech Gogeta, you know, Super Saiyan character. Those are Super Saiyan category characters, which are on the leader skill, but I'm just sort of restricting it to Goku family, right? And then finally, since I had already done the challenge with Cell's team before he got his team LR buff, which is going to be easy a physical Cell, I decided to do this challenge without using the Tech LR Goku and Gohan, right? Because they would make this a lot easier, I would think. Now, really, most of these fights didn't give me too much trouble. This movie side, for the most part, is not bad for the Goku family team. One of the major reasons is we have access to Tech God Goku. God Goku is an impenetrable wall on the movie side of things. As long as we're going against a movie boss or pure Saiyan character, right? That is very essential. There's moments where God Goku can struggle in some of these fights where we begin the fight against minions. But, you know, in fights like Dragon Ball Super Broly and Janemba, you know, stages 6 and 7, God Goku is able to just, like, tear them in half. So, this first fight against Turles, there's not really anything I could say or add to this. It's just, we win easily. The first fight is free. I think Turles could potentially do some damage in, like, the final phase, but for the most part, Turles is just a pretty free fight. Not as free as Legic on the GT side, but this fight is definitely really not too bad. You know, so, and we have a lot of the usual characters you'd expect to see here. Physical Super Saiyan 3, Tech Ultimate Gohan, AJL Kid Gohan, a lot of these different characters, right? Alright guys, so next we're gonna go ahead and fight Lord Slug here. Now, just what I was saying about Tech God Goku, we could potentially struggle in some of these first rounds against the minions. Well, a lot of these minions really are not too tough, right? What stages have minions? There's a stage, the Lord Slug stage, Cooler's stage has minions, and Bojack. So Turles, Slug, Android 13, and Bojack do. Those ones all have, wait. Turles, Lord Slug, Cooler, Android 13, and Bojack. Yeah, the first 5 all have minions at the start. A lot of them really aren't too bad, right? Like the Lord Slug minions here, they go down relatively easily. But it's one thing to keep in mind that God Goku is not like going to completely control the fight until he actually does, you know, go up against the movie boss or Pure Saint. Now, one thing that is devastating, I feel like I don't know what I did to deserve this, but I just can't ever play this game without getting this rotation, right? The friend and my lead in the same turn. In particular, with the Goku and Gohan unit, it really, in a lot of these red zone stages, this is a death sentence. It's very difficult to recover. Just because you either are not able to get a super attack with one of the Gokus, because Goku is an incredible slot 2 and 3 defensive unit, even against some of the toughest bosses in the game. But he is not a good slot 1 defensive unit, so you have to be very careful. By the way, keep in mind, against a physical type enemy, we would guaranteed activate guard for STR Ultimate Gohan. STR Ultimate Gohan can actually help out quite a bit, right? If that guard is up, he is very good. Typically, he could struggle a bit defensively if he gets super attacked before he supers, but for the most part, he's able to handle business well. He's able to support some of the more powerful units we typically bring, right? But I don't really think there's too much else to say here, right? I think it's just a matter of, like, not having, like, physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku just get caught against the final phase of Slug, which is STR. Now, you know, one thing that is unfortunate is our opening rotations were really bad in terms of getting a fast Gohan out, but this is one of the earlier stages where it's not really a big a deal. And remember, too, it's only really the Broly fight where if you don't get Gohan out fast, you can be in trouble, right? Because you can't dodge in there. In all these other fights, like, if it delays us to get Gohan out, it's not the biggest deal in the world. It's just that rotation of double Goku and Gohan is very tough to get through. guys, now we're going up against Cooler. Now, I think Cooler is actually a pretty tough fight, but an issue for Cooler is his final phase is physical, which means I can dust out. STR Ultimate Gohan and LR Kaioken Goku is really powerful, right? Because Ultimate Gohan is able to absolutely, like, he will be great in a situation where he's guaranteed guarding, right? Because remember with Ultimate Gohan, him guarding, it's not just Ultimate Gohan then guarding, he also then gets the 50% chance to additional super, which is very powerful. So Ultimate Gohan is typically able to be a lot more impressive on turns where he's going up against a physical enemy. He looks really good, right? And then, of course, I've noticed that, like, even guard characters are still tanking slightly better when they have type advantage, right? And they're taking a little bit more when they have type disadvantage, even when they guard, right? But the point is to get Kaioken Goku and, what's his name, Ultimate Gohan on rotation together. One thing that is a bit of a bummer about the rotation, right? By the way, remember that God Goku can be touched up in here, right? So it's a good thing that we have a stun on at least one of these guys. But it's a shame that LR Kaioken Goku is not on Entrusted Will. I think it's actually complete bullshit because I don't, like, this Kaioken Goku has an active skill where he does the Spirit Bomb, right? So I don't understand why a character doing the Spirit Bomb is not on Entrusted Will. I think every character that does the Spirit, all the Gokus that do Spirit Bombs, I think should all be on Entrusted Will, because, like, what is he doing with the Spirit Bomb, right? Like, I feel like that should be a shoo-in right there. And that would make that rotation of Kaioken Goku and Ultimate Gohan even better if Ultimate Gohan's Entrusted Will support was actually able to apply to him as well. There's not really, I guess, too much to say here. The Cooler fight is probably this Goku family team's best matchup because, again, Ultimate Gohan is so safe, and thus, you know, we're able to bring Kaioken Goku as well. Kaioken Goku is one of the strongest units on the Goku family team for sure, but he doesn't work very well with what I consider the core of the Goku family team. So, like, that's the thing. Like, I don't use him as often as maybe I should. But because of the fact that Cooler's physical, you know, we could rock them. And then don't forget that the Goku and Gohan unit, we don't have to worry about Gohan, you know, exchanging into Gohan and then him not being able to take enough hits. Because against Cooler, it all counts as guards anyway. So we're completely safe transforming into Gohan and stuff like that. We just have no worries. The Cooler fight is very free for this Goku family team. Alright guys, next we have the Android 13 boss. Now Android 13, could potentially give us some issues. Up to this point, I don't believe we've used any UI Gokus in these runs, right? So, AGL LR UI Goku is very good for all these red zone stages. Of course, a 70% chance to dodge is just so powerful. But Android 13 does have a gimmick in that he does not allow us to dodge. You cannot dodge Android 13, right? So we do have to be very, very cautious of that. Not really a great opening rotation, right? With, having to put Goku in slot 1. But dude, we keep getting God Goku turn 1 against non-movie bosses enemies, right? See, like, he'll take damage here. Yeah, like, God Goku is good, but he's not invincible. This is a very close run. Okay. So I'm bringing Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR, and then I also have the World Tournament Tech Super Saiyan Gohan. The reason I'm bringing those characters is because Android 13 in both his second phase and his third phase, they are AGL. He's AGL for most of the fight. So I wanted to load up on as many tech characters as I possibly could. I felt like it was very, very important to just, like, fill our team up with tech characters, right? Because Android 13, I feel like in his fusion states, he does actually do quite a bit of damage. So it's like I just wanted to play uber defensively, right? And, Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR and the World Tournament Tech Gohan, they're good units. They're just slow, right? And remember, Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR, he can have issues. Because whereas even Tech Ultimate Gohan, he actually can take a lot of damage turn 1 before he begins stacking. He's not, the aging process has definitely started for him. Damage-wise, Tech Ultimate Gohan is very bad, right? Very, very bad. And then defensive-wise, he's not really great until, he starts getting super attacks in. So Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR has it even worse because he's not greatly stacking, he's only regularly stacking, right? The secret that makes Tech Ultimate Gohan so good, it's not really just guard, it's the fact that he guards and he is also, greatly stacking, which is just so powerful, right? It's just such a ridiculous combination that's going to keep him relevant for, like, forever, basically. So at this point, it's just a simple... This was actually a pretty bad turn. Yeah, we're actually not doing too good in this run, right? A lot of times, some of these fights, you'll notice that, like, the start is very bad, and then we just sort of hang in there until, like, we get the exchange in the Gohan, and, like, Tech Ultimate Gohan starts getting so powerful, right? Like, a lot of the fights actually go like this, where the opening turn is brutal, because, especially against a lot of these minions, God Goku is not, like, God Goku's like 300k turn 1, right? Like, wasn't really too much we could do about that. But we managed to make it through, right? Now that we're at the point where we can exchange into Gohan, remember that Gohan, we don't really have to worry about too much. Typically, as long as Gohan can eat that second hit before he gets hit by a super attack, usually STR Gohan defensively is fine, right? But it's like, if the first hit is a super attack from a really tough boss, he can take a lot of damage, STR Gohan, right? Because it's like, he goes from like 100 and something K defense-ish to, like, once he gets 4 hits, he's rocking 500k defense, right? But alright, we're able to sort of, like, fight and claw, and we managed to get through Android 13 here. Alright, guys, so now we're at the big one. It might seem insane, but by far, the most difficulty I had doing this challenge was this fight, the Bojack fight. Bojack is so hard, right? When you're not using LR Super Saiyan 4 Gogeta or some shit, this fight is really tough. So right away, this opening phase is hell. It is very tough with this team makeup to get through this opening fight unscathed, right? Because it's like, you know, we got a Goku and go, like, with this rotation, Int UI Goku, remember, Int UI Goku, you guys know I love my UI Gokus. I cannot stand Int UI Goku for the most part. He sucks until he transforms. He is ass until he transforms. He's so bad. So it's like, on turns where Int UI Goku is not transformed, we are in very, very big trouble. I actually might go ahead and change his potential system to full dodge, to maybe try and help him out even more, right? Now, like, look how bad the opening rotation is, right? Because these Bojack minions, they're not that strong, but, like, if they super attack, they're still able to cut us up for quite a bit of damage. So, this Bojack, this took me maybe, like, 9 or 12 attempts, something like that. This actually took quite a couple of days for me to get through Bojack here. All the other ones, Broly took, like, it was, like, 3 tries in total, or 2 or something like that. Dude, Broly, it was like, I got the unit to, like, I think full level 10 links, and then it's like the next run, like Broly was done. Like, Broly was not really that bad, even though he's the hardest fight in the game. Janemba and all these other fights weren't bad, but this one, dude, it's so tough. So, UI Goku was able to transform. So now, remember, on this turn, Int UI Goku has a 100% chance to dodge. He cannot be hit, which is beautiful. He is stacking defense, and then he does have a 70% chance to dodge for the rest of the fight. So for the rest of the fight, Int UI Goku is very good, right? Here's Super Saiyan Goku looking very powerful, by the way. Like, you see these numbers he puts up. He could do damage, this Super Saiyan Goku. And, you know, when he's able to dodge, he could be effective. Now, Namek Goku, dude. I actually have, like, 7 runs where we lose. Namek Goku getting supered repeatedly everywhere. It doesn't matter where. People are going to get mad at this, but, like, when I was doing the Cell team, I was very scared of Android 16 and 18. Every run where the unit that got me killed, Namek Goku was that for this team. You can be mad at that all you want to, but it is true. I could not hide Namek Goku no matter what. Bojack was bullying Namek Goku for most of these runs. But it's like, I felt like I have to bring him because Bojack is so unfair. His final phase is tech, and he guaranteed locks and seals every single turn. No other boss has ever done that. Think about all the bosses that stun and seal and stuff like that. They never do it guaranteed every turn. Bojack does. No matter what, every turn you have a character locked and a character sealed. So, considering that Bojack is tech, I can't afford to bring, like, you know, I don't know, like, physical Super Saiyan 3 Goku could do so much damage, but it's like, I just have visions of him getting locked in slot 1, and I'm dead. Right, here is an example. I was not able to exchange into Gohan, because I have to play this very, very cautiously, and I need Gohan to be carting, if possible. I think one of the Gohans I'm not able to get enough hits in, because Bojack's second phase, he doesn't seem to hit that much compared to a lot of other, like, really crazy bosses. Bojack, you know, how many times do you attack him? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Only 7 attacks, yeah. So, Gohan, member, has to get hit 6 times to fully build up his guard, and it is imperative that we get that. Because if Gohan is not guarding, then that means Tech Bojack could lock him at any point and kill him. Remember that Gohan gets huge defense when he super attacks as well? So it's super important for Gohan to also super attack, right? To get that extra defensive buff. Now this, I think I finally settled on Gohan in slot 2, taking 1 less attack. My reason for this was I was terrified of Namek Goku, dude. Like, Namek Goku, what is he at? Like 200k defense right here? I was so scared that Bojack was going to kill me here. So I think it's what, prepared for battle, that's giving a little bit of extra defense. But we got lucky. Bojack Super Tech Ultimate Gohan, so we're good. Notice Tech Ultimate Gohan still takes a lot of damage there. 167k. I think Namek Goku in this run is very impressive, right? I think he does triple super right here. Thank God. So his defense gets high enough to where he's able to tank double digits. No matter what, I will never say Namek Goku has bad damage. His damage is really impressive, right? A triple super, each 6 million attack stats with a 12 key. Very strong by Namek Goku. It's just defensively, he's never been good enough. You guys can go back to when Namek Goku first came out, and I was saying, I just don't think he's good enough defensively turn 1. I hate that. And, like, it is an issue. Now, this was a complete gamble, but it's like, dude, like, I gotta get these Gohans out, and I've got to get these Gohans built up. If Bojack supered in slot 1, we were dead. Gohan can tank supers from Bojack, but we got to get that 4th hit in at least. We were able to get the 4th hit in right there. And funny enough, I don't know what it is with Bojack. Bojack supers slot 3 more than, like, any boss I've ever seen, because guess what? Oh, no, he didn't super slot 3 right there. Oh, is it the next turn? He might try and super UI Goku right here. But Bojack just bullies that slot 3, man. It makes it so tough. And most of my runs, it's Namek Goku in slot 3, right? And again, the reason Namek Goku and Int UI Goku are both here is for the final phase of Bojack. Bojack just hits so goddamn hard. It's tough to make it to the 3rd phase, dude. He hits so hard. And it's like, we need that Dokkan attack to heal us up. Because, like, look at it. We took 1 million damage the opening turn, right, against Bojack's minions, and, like, we've just been sitting at, like, no health the entire time. Now, okay, this was tough. I was really thinking, like, okay, shit, like, I want to use Namek Goku's active skill right here, because I'm pretty sure that would get us to the final phase, but it's like, Gohan needs to take hits. It would have been nice to save the Dokkan attack for next turn, but I might not have been able to control. Look at Gohan's 10 million attack stat right there, by the way. Because he, of course, links very good with Namek Goku. Next turn, I might not have been able to control who gets the Dokkan attack because Bojack is locking and sealing every turn. So I decided to go for it with Gohan. We got a full health reset. And then he locked God Goku in slot 1. That's okay. That's fine, man. If that's who you want to lock in slot 1, you cocksucker, it's fine. We can deal with that. So God Goku is locked in slot 1. We did not guarantee win yet, because we do have AGL UI in the team. Now, for a lot of y'all, I'm sure AGL UI is, like, terrifying, right? Like, you know, like, oh my god, a tech boss. Keep in mind, if Bojack supers and it connects on AGL UI Goku, it's doing, like, 1.1 million or something. I don't know, something like that. Because Bojack supers, even like Tech Ultimate Gohan and STR Gohan, a lot of times are taking damage from this, but Bojack hits so hard. It's just, like, obscene. I think, is this the Gohan that's not guarding? No, he is guarding. Okay, I think this Gohan is not guarding. So this is fun. Basically, the run comes down to this. He locks AGL UI Goku in slot 1, right? He locked and sealed UI Goku in slot 1. This is exactly why I was nervous to bring a lot of other characters because of this. But you guys know how I feel about my GOAT. AGL UI Goku, we're fine. We're completely good to go. No fear. UI Goku is built for this type of situation right here to finally get me the W. Look at this. Easy, easy, easy. Easy, easy. He does take 1 hit. He takes a lot of damage, but we could... That's fine. He could take 1 hit. All those dodges right there, that's fine. Namek Goku has another good turn, too, right here. Does he triple super again? No, just double. And then the hidden potential system is that. But there we go. From here, I believe we've pretty much wrapped things up. As you guys can see, the STR Gohans look very, very impressive. Yeah, that one is not guarding, but luckily he did not get supered at the end. And then we get to this turn, and it's like, from here, we're pretty much good to go. We'll be able to get Namek Goku's active skill next turn. AGL UI Goku will dodge a couple more attacks next turn, and we get the W. So there we go. Bojack, very tough, because every turn he locks and seals. I remember, I think I commented in the Cell run that, like, I feel like I got very lucky against Bojack. And you need it. Bojack is such an absurd fight. He's easily the third hardest fight. Bojack might be harder than Omega Shenron, honestly. Like, I almost should start showcasing units against Bojack, too. He's just that damn hard. Guys, now we are fighting Janemba. Janemba's a very tough fight, especially because of this. I don't know what it is, but I've done a lot of showcases recently. If you guys have watched any of my 200% showcases, I typically do like to put a red zone run in there. I feel like it's good to sort of see whatever unit I'm showcasing in some of the more difficult stages in the game. Even if I'm not fighting Broly and Omega, you know, I feel like, people will enjoy seeing, older units potentially do good in some of these stages. Now, this is a terrible opener. I talk about it constantly. This Goku family team struggles at the start. It does. Every fight, we struggle at the start. Because all these characters are stack-up characters, stuff like that. Xeno Goku stacks. Kid Gohan stacks. This Goku and Gohan, we need the super attack and exchange and do all this nonsense. But the thing about this Janemba fight, again, is that Janemba's final phase is physical. So you know what that means. That means STR Ultimate Gohan and then the Exchange Gohan are completely safe in this event, right? What that means is that every hit they take from physical Janemba at the end counts as guard. So we don't have to worry once we get to the end about them not guarding. They'll have type advantage anyway, but like it's still good to get all these extra effects, right? So like Gohan will constantly be triple supering throughout the final phase. STR Gohan, no matter what happens, will be able to make sure that STR Gohan gets his full buffs as well, right? Including all the extra attack and extra defense he gets. I don't really think there's anything too crazy that happens in this run. Like, I think it's just like we just slowly whittle Janemba down, right? In that first turn, we were able to dodge Fat Janemba's super attack towards Goku. Remember, Super Saiyan Goku is wonky. He does have flaws, but he's not as bad as some people pretend he is. Ooh, that's really bad. Okay. Good thing Gohan is guarding. 73k? Okay, Gohan. Okay, that's not too bad. But yeah, Super Saiyan Goku is not as bad as people say, but he definitely, I think, does merit a lot of the criticism. I do. I think that they could have made the Goku just a little bit better. I think what they should have done with Goku is Goku should not need to super attack to dodge. I think that's all they had to do. Just let Goku have a 50% chance to dodge at the start of turn, and I think that would be sufficient to help this Goku out, because if you could safely run him in slot 1, he would just be a much stronger unit. And all it would take to safely run him in slot 1 is give him the 50% chance to dodge before he supers. That's all. And he would be pretty good in a lot of these fights, right? So in here, remember, like, you know, something like this Xeno Goku is a good option, potentially in a lot of these runs. So is the Xeno Vegeta. I found that both of them actually can make shit work. Kid Gohan, too. Another reason I had so much trouble, I think, with Bojack is because Bojack, like, I just, like, Kid Gohan would need, like, 1.2 million defense or something like that to where I would have been safe against Bojack. That's why I didn't bring Kid Gohan. And I tell you, look at the way we healed from pretty much Kid Gohan, dude. Like, the loss of Kid Gohan, like, I really feel like I felt that against Bojack. I feel like you could examine Kid Gohan and you could just, like, write him off. Like, his damage is low, his defense oftentimes starts out low, right? But it's like, dude, his active skill is such a game changer, right? Giving him the guard, giving the next 2 turns defense, healing you. Like, Kid Gohan really helps this team work very efficiently and effectively. So I love that AGL Kid Gohan, man. He is very powerful. From here, I think we pretty much just coast, right? Like, yeah, like, we're able to swap into Gohan. We get the Gohans out. Tech Ultimate Gohan is stacking. As long as STR Ultimate Gohan is guarding and then the other units are stacking, we're good to go against Janemba. So, there we go. Prepare to get dominated by Gohan Janemba. guys, now we are fighting the hardest fight in the game. This, of course, is Red Zone Broly. Now, again, Red Zone Broly is, without a shadow of a doubt, the hardest fight in the game. No one would disagree with that. He's just that hard, right? But the thing about beating Broly with this challenge, right, which is where we're using only the Goku family team, and then we are not bringing the LR, Goku, and Gohan, is that this team has... Oh, we got a really good field of orbs. That's one thing that helped right here. This team has the tools required to survive AoE Broly. That's why this is easy. I think one of the things that makes this so devastating is AoE Broly is absolutely absurd. The cheapest shit in the game currently. You need very specific setups or very specific units if you want to beat Broly. It's just that simple. You need very, very specific setups to be able to take AoE Broly down, unless you're like popping like double Whis or something like that, right? But that AoE phase can be a true nightmare. But, you know, with all these units here, we have Tech Ultimate Gohan's SSR stacking, AGL Kid Gohan is stacking. This is the one fight, though, where criticism of the Goku and Gohan exchange unit is so warranted, right? Because it's like you cannot, like, really delay. Like, we got very unlucky right there that I had to put Kid Gohan in slot 1. I couldn't take... I don't think I could afford to take that damage, really. Because Tech Broly is a menace. But this... Because you cannot dodge Broly, which is what makes him the hardest fight in the game, by the way. Otherwise, AGL UI Goku would dance on him. Because he cancels dodge, you have to... There's basically two strats to beating Broly without items. You use, like, the, you know, LR Super Saiyan 4s, and you pray. And then the other strat is being able to tank it with really strong, like, guarding, damage reduction, and stacking characters. Which we were able... Oh my god, dude, look at... This is a terrifying turn. Broly attacking 80 times at the end right there. Okay, so Goku gets super attacked. Okay, luckily Kid Gohan is a god, right? And he double supers, which is very helpful, so we're able to be fine there. But yeah, basically the whole thing with this fight is as long as we're able to, you know, have this Gohan out guarding, you know, and potentially, like, you know, our good defensive units, we should be good to go. We should be good to go against AoE Broly, right? Because again, it's like we make it through AoE Broly, and with this team setup we have, I feel pretty confident against AGL Broly. The reason this guy, it's just so crazy, because it's like, you go from what I think is pretty much the most unfair phase in the game, AoE Broly, directly into, like, pretty much the second most unfair phase in the game, which is AGL Broly. Because AGL Broly, I believe his super attack damage is 1.2 million. So, you know, that we have to worry about that. And then he double supers. I don't know what they were thinking when they made AGL Broly double super. It's almost like, it's too much. It's too much. It's so hard to get, like, no item to get through AoE Broly and then go right into this, right? Like, this Broly honestly would be a gatekeeper to me doing this challenge with a lot more teams. Okay, dude, getting Kid Gohan's actives, yeah, I could see how we got this no item done. Getting Kid Gohan's active skill here, we're getting the extra defense for this turn and next turn, is just, like, really so good for this no item run, right? But I probably will continue to do this challenge, like, you know, for new Dokkan Fest exclusives or hype units. I probably will do this challenge. I think it's pretty fun, you know, to sort of take, like, the new hottest unit, and see if they get sort of, like, no item all of the red zone. I don't think every team can do it. Like, I don't know if Majin Vegeta's team can no item Broly. I don't know if it has the units, or if Majin Vegeta, like, the problem is, like, I don't know what Trunks, like, we basically have to bring EGL Trunks, and then we need, like, perfect RNG, like, the whole way through, right? Like, I could try it with Majin Vegeta's team. Maybe I'll give some attempts at Broly. I still would like to finish it with Captain Ginyu's team. I've made it close a couple of times, but it's really just, it's you know, this is just such a tough fight. Like, you need very specific units if you want to be able to tank Broly's AoE, and then once we get to the end and he's double supering, just such a ridiculously unfair boss. So let me know what you guys think of these sort of like compilations of these teams and new units no iteming the entire red zone. you know, if you're a global player, you could look at this and say, oh shit, okay, well, these units, if I summon for them, at least they could help me where it matters most, right? Which right now is the red zone. So thanks guys for watching, and I'll catch y'all next time.